Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and I got an easy, quick one for you. So I'm not even gonna bother to show you what it looks like and go through all of that. We're just gonna get right into supplies on this one. Some book pages, some scrap cardstock, some double-sided paper can be used if you don't have any book pages, your ink and dauber, some adhesives, definitely probably going to want some fabric glue, some trims, lace, ribbon, whatever, your bone folder, and your paper cutting device, whatever that may be. Okay, so I'm going to clear some stuff out of the way, and I'll be right back, and we're going to get right into this one, all right? I'll be right back. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just clean up the edge over here so that it's nice and straight. Alright, so now I have a nice square piece to start with. I mean, it's not square, it's a rectangle, but it's squared off. And then we're going to decide what we want to use. And I like this image. So we're going to do one that's smaller, because I like that. Yeah, I like that the best. So I'm going to get my little chopper out here. And I'm going to cut this one down. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then I'm going to even this up between this side and this side just a little bit. That'll just help me balance it a little more. A little bit more. Okay, that's better. All right, save that. Okay. So we're going to start with the small one first. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the side that we like, because it's going to be our outside. So we're going to put that facing down, and we're going to use some glue. I know, it's very rare, but I'm going to use a glue stick on this. I'll put some regular glue around the outside, but... Okay. And a little bit of glue just around the outside. Alright. And then we're just going to fold this in half. Okay? Just this way. Fold it in half. Line up your corners. Fold it in half. So now that we've minimized it, now we have one more decision to make. Do we want this side to be the outside or this side to be the outside? So do we like this look? Or do we prefer this look? And since that's going to be, you know, I like the other way better. All right, so I'm going to fold it in half one more time. And when I fold it this time, I'm going to bring it back about 1/4 of an inch. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, I'm leaving just a little bit on the edge here, okay? And then I'm going to glue this shut, top and bottom. So I'm going to put this off to the side and let it dry for a minute. I'm going to cut this one down. I really like this image. So I'm going to do a little bit, just a little bit on the bottom here. We're just going to get rid of that piece on the bottom. And we want this to be, you know, we want it to fit in your standard journal, so It's about just under 8.5 inches, which is give or take about what it would be. So I'm going to take just a little bit more off. There we go. That way, I know it's going to fit. Okay? So again, I'm just going to fold this in half. I want more of this, so I'm gonna do a third on this one. So I'm gonna bring this over about a third and fold that in, and I'm gonna put glue in here. We're going to fold that over. And then I'm going to fold this third. Again, I'm leaving a little bit of space there. Now, the orientation of this just depends really on where the image, the focal point of the image is, okay? So if this image was on this side of the page, then this would have a pocket on this side, but that's not where it is. So this is what I get. So take that into consideration when you are looking at images, okay? So I'm going to glue the top and the bottom. And I'm going to let these dry, and then I'll be back and we'll talk about the next part. All right, so we are going to ink all the way around. You don't have to if you don't want to. I want to, so I'm going to be inking this all the way around. And I probably should have inked it before I glued it, but I don't think that way sometimes, you know? I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm just going to ink it all the way around. So now I'm going to measure them across, and this one measures just a hair under 2 inches, and this one is just a hair under 2 3/4 inches. So 2 3/4 by, and then we're going to measure some length. All right, so this one is 9.5. So I'm going to do this one at like 8 3/4. And of course, we're going to test it before we actually do it. And then this one says that it is exactly 6 inches tall. So we're going to do this one at 5.5. Okay? So let's go ahead and cut some paper. So I'm going to make the first one 2 by 5.5. try that. Needs to be a little bit thinner, a little shorter. Perfect. And then that one is going to be 2 3/4. By 8 3/4. This is 8 1/2. So let's see how that works. Perfect. Okay. Get this out of the way. All right. Now, we're going to ink these. And you can double this up if you want to. You can round the corners if you want to. You can do anything you want with these. These are basically just kind of tucked in notes. You could make them smaller if you want to make them narrower. Let me see. I'll narrow this one down a little bit. I'll take this one down to 2 1/2. Let me get up. Let's see how that looks. And that just barely sticks out, okay? Now this one lays over, which actually works because that means that you can put it either direction. You can glue it this way and have it come out from the back, or you could glue it this way and have it come out from the side, from the front. So let's go ahead and ink this up as well. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. And then I'm going to clear this off and I'll be back and we'll finish these up. All right. So since this does not have to necessarily be glued in, you could just toss this in to a journal. You can put it in a pocket, whatever you want to do with it. You can decorate it a little bit. So for this one, I have this trim that I thought I could put right there along this edge. Why is my glue bottle always so messy? Doesn't matter what I do, it's always messy, messy, messy. All right. Old bog of eternal stench. We're waiting. It's about there. It's coming. There it goes. It's down to there now. Okay. It'll take it a minute to get down the chute. Oh, I hear it coming. It's almost there. Hard. Okay. So I'm just gonna fix this on here. Trim it at the bottom. And of course you could use washi tape too if you wanted to. Or you could put lace, you know, or ribbon, or whatever it is you want to use. I think we're going to do a little bit of washi in this one because we're just going to like kind of cross the bottom. So let's take a look at what would be a good washi for this. Yeah, kind of like that. All right. And grab a little piece of tape. Okay. There we go. And I can decorate this any way that I want. I can add to it. I can leave it very blank. I can make these in advance. And it's just a little place where I can put a note or journal on it and then tuck it back in there. And it just kind of sits inside, you know. And I can do the same thing with this one. I can trim it down and put it in. But this one, you know, would be really thin if I did that, because the image is not that wide to begin with. So, you know, you just have to kind of figure out what works for you. So, having done that, I'm going to show you another way of doing it with some double-sided cardstock. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's a piece of double-sided cardstock, and somebody had written on it. I don't know what the deal was, but somebody wrote on it, so I've cut it down to 7 by 6, and because it is cardstock, okay, this is not really appropriate for single layer scrapbook paper. If you're going to use this, you have to use the book fold method, okay? But if you're using double-sided cardstock, or solid cardstock that's, you know, the same color on both sides, then you can do it this way. So this is 6 inches across, so I'm just going to score this very lightly at 3. And don't just, I see a lot of people go, don't do that. Just go over it very lightly 5 or 6 times, okay? I know it's repetitive, but what it does is it allows the fibers to break down slowly, and it makes it easier to fold and less likely to crack. All right, so I have a nice score line down the middle here. So what I'm going to do is just fold this in half. Remember, wherever there's a valley, I'm going to turn it into a hill. Hill becomes valley, right? Okay. So I'm going to fold this over. I'm going to line up my corners. Hit it with the bone folder. Voila. Okay? So, we will just go around the edge with a little bit of ink just to get rid of that white core. Because you know it's got a white core. They all do. And this one, I think I'm going to put a little thumb piece on here. So I'm going to find, you know, middle. That looks pretty good, yeah? All right. And we'll go ahead and add some ink in here too. All right. And then I'm going to want to put a card in here to write on. So let me grab this. Ooh, that's a little dark, isn't it? Overall, aesthetically, though, I think it'll work. I could get a lighter piece, but... All right, so this is now 3 inches across. So we know that we can put a card in here that's 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of 3-inch wide cardstock. And it is 7 inches tall. So I'm going to cut this down to like 6. 6 1/4. We'll go 6 1/4. Okay. See, that'll fit in there nicely. And then, since I can't write on this, I'm going to cut this piece down to 6. Let's make sure, yeah. We're going to cut this down to 6 inches. And that is 3, so we're going to go 2 3/4 on this. All right. I'm going to get rid of this stuff real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. So we have a piece that is literally 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around, and I want to dress this up just a little bit. So I have some washi here that, you know, kind of matches the colors. So I thought we could put some washi tape on here. So let me get this up here. I'm going to use my grid to make sure that I get this on here straight. All right. So since I'm going to glue this down, I'm just going to put my washi tape around the back. And I didn't go all the way to the edge so that I could round my corners here. So I'm going to round these. Now I could use a colored ink on this if I want to, or I could just use my regular, you know, saddle brown. And that's what we're going to do, because we're just going to go just barely around the edge here, very, very lightly. And then we're going to round the corners on this. Now, inking this is not going to do a bit of good, to be honest, okay? Let's you know. We have a light brown trying to ink on a burgundy paper. This is not doing a whole lot. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera or how it even looks on camera, but, you know, we're doing it for the sake of doing it. You know, it's there. All right. Let me put this away. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. Let me get this out of there. We're going to put some glue on the back here. I swear that the glue works. I tested it just before I did the video. That's the most annoying thing in the world to me, is when I go to do a video and my glue doesn't want to work. Alright. So I have glue card. 1/8 of an inch. All the way around. Doop. Okay. Put the pin back in there before that becomes a mess. And this will go inside here. So we're going to let that dry for a minute, and we're going to come back to this. So I have this ribbon. It's very pretty ribbon. And I want to put this ribbon on here. So I'm going to take this ribbon, I'm going to cut my ribbon. right about there. We're going to take care of that. Little fabric tack. Double-sided tape will actually work for this because no stress. You know what? I'm going to use this one so you guys can see it. Alright, so I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape. And I'm going to extend it a little bit. And the reason I'm going to extend it is because I'm going to wrap it around to the inside. Just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take that backing off. And then I'm going to put my ribbon right on that tape line. See, using the tape to hold it down. Putting my ribbon on. And then I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to use the tape to hold the ribbon on the inside for me for just a little bit while I'm getting things glued together here. Alright, so we got that. And then I'm going to glue this shut. And I'm going to use my 3-in-1 for that, because I want something with a little more hold, and that will hold the paper and the ribbon. Okay. And we're going to run a bead on both sides. Just there. And then we're going to close this up. We're going to let this dry. And once it's dry, I'm going to come back and we're going to finish this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so here they are. So this is the first one. Very tall, could be used as a bookmark in a journal. And could have made it smaller if I wanted to. And I could still make it smaller and just cut it off and, you know, work with it. But there's that. Cute on both sides. If I wanted to make this into a bookmark, I could certainly punch a hole in the top here and, you know, add something to the top of it. And then I have this little one that can be actually glued in either way. I could put it this way or I can put it this way, however I want to, because I left this card a little bit wider. And then there's this one, which is the more elegant, refined one that we did, which has the little backed card. And you could actually put another piece on the other side of this so that it's double-sided. And it just slides right in there, and it's got this beautiful little piece of satin ribbon on it, and very cute, and would look adorable in, you know, just about any journal you wanted to put this into. But that's it. That's my quick little project for today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on, let's see, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I post videos at least twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays and any other time I feel like it, to be honest. And I have two things going on in 2022. The first of which is my free classes. That is a series of free classes on several different journaling topics. And we may expand a little bit. But if you want information on those, when you ring that bell, make sure that you select the all notifications, and that way you get told whenever those videos release. And I also have my 12 of 22 journal challenge. If you'd like more information on that, just go to the link below in the description box and it will tell you everything that you need to know. You do not need to do 12 journals, so don't freak out. You could do one and still participate. So that's it. That's all I have for you until I see you again. Stay well. Bye-bye.